For a masochist like me, it's easy to forget that Souls-like games haven't been around forever. I mean, how would you even describe this style of gameplay? A Dig Dug-like game? Exactly 30 years ago today, the video game company From Software, which would become notorious for making some of the most difficult video game experiences, released their first ever game, Demon's Souls. How did the public react? I don't know. I wasn't alive back then, dummy. I mean, I could just look it up, but I'm writing this script on a road trip with no Wi-Fi, so keep in mind everything I just said is misinformation. In fact, when I said it came out exactly 30 years ago, I meant from the day you're watching this video. I mean, that's equally accurate. All that aside, for some reason I decided that it wouldn't be authentic enough of me to beat Demon's Souls normally. No. I just had to do it with 0 deaths. This was one of the most difficult gaming challenges I have ever attempted. And without further ado, here's my best efforts just to get past the first boss. Alright, jumping straight into it because I did a few tries already. Long story short, 67 attempts of trying out multiple different types of weapons and classes, I ended up with Temple Knight. Long term, they have high enough vigor, paired with enough strength and dexterity to wield multiple types of weapons, which is pretty useful. Normally in video games, my strategy is just big stick, but in Demon's Souls, basic weapons are actually split into 3 damage types, so it pays to be able to use multiple. For now though, I just have the starting halberd, which would really suck if I couldn't bonk things. Honestly, my main worry is not dying enough in the early game to make an inevitable montage of deaths. That was on purpose. The first roadblock for this challenge is the Vanguard Demon. It's the tutorial boss players are supposed to die to at the end of the first area, but all things considered, it's actually not that tough. Its melee attacks are slow, its butt slam is dodgeable, and its huge swinging tits can be ignored if you focus on its rear. This is the first of many giant monster boss fights where the most effective strategy is to focus on ramming it from behind. Our reward for plowing that demon is a cool helmet, some souls, and I get to touch some grass. I didn't realize I'd be this far into the game already though. I mean, Dragon God is one of the last bosses in the game. I sure do hope it's just holding its hand like that for fun. We live that. My main goal for this video is to take down the first boss of Boltarian Palace, the Phalanx Demon. I'm not going to go into details yet because I don't want to spoil the design, but I have to say it is a very cool fight. Before that though, we have to open this main gate. To do that we bonk some zombies, bonk the guards, bonk, get set on fire, bonk the knight, and go to our first of 2 detours. Down this corridor there is a very strong enemy that gave me a hell of a lot of trouble in my first few playthroughs, but I am determined to kill him. You see, Demon's Souls has a bit of an issue with enemy placement, and they just place enemies anywhere is what I'm getting at. This guy hits like a truck. If I didn't start as Temple Knight with a 100% blocking shield, I would be one-shot by any attack he does. This is where it pays to be able to use the Mailbreaker as well, because pretty much my only strategy of attacking him is to circle around his butt and stab him. Again. And again. And again. Call my ass British Souls the way I'd be pulling up on these ops. Our reward for killing him is 2,000 souls, which is actually completely useless because you can't level up until after you beat the Phalanx Demon, but I mean, we got him! Yay! After that, the next step is to go down this way to unlock a shortcut. It's guarded by a bunch of zombies with flaming swords, which is a bit more concerning than usual, but our reward is that we get an easy way back to the entrance, and we get the Cling Ring, one of the most important items. Basically, because this game wasn't hard enough, whenever you die, your HP is cut in half. Hey guys, quick correction here. It only cuts your HP in half if you were in human form before. But with the Cling Ring, it only does 75%. Hey guys, another Ryab correction real quick. It only cuts your HP by 25%. After that, I punch some change with my bare hands because I am clearly having fun playing this, grab the items that they drop, and head back up. We plow through all the enemies on top of the tower again, so I get to kill the knight, which racks up another 2,000 souls that I can't use, but after that, it's all smooth sailing. You see, this is Henri of Astora. Ryab correction. His name is not Henri of Astora, that's a Dark Souls 3 character. Wait, no it's not, that's a Dark Souls 3 NPC. That's what I said. Maybe we'll actually get it right this time. This is Jacob. What do I say to that? I don't know his name, and I'm not looking it up. It's basically the first NPC quest. All we have to do for this beginning part is drop down and kill those dreglings for him, but in the process of recording this video, I found out that you could just do this. Get bent, you bum. After letting him kill almost all of the dreglings and finishing one for him, he rewards us with a brass telescope that I promptly put into the storage to never take out again. Just for the fun of it, I follow him down the way and we get ambushed by 2 guards that immediately get bonked. Around the corner, there's a Schmitter. Schmider. There's a wavy doodad sword that is pretty cool looking and I'll use it later. While I'm busy grabbing free loot, Jacob is absolutely getting thrashed by this Claymore guy. I let him do most of the work, but at the very end I sneak up behind him and get a free backstab. We head around the corner and get jumped again. Jesus Christ, what is this game? And head around the corridor where I pick up some more souls and enter a little area where you are clearly supposed to use a firebomb to blow up the entire area, but I am way too stingy for that, so I just take them out one by one. Our reward is a funny looking rock. By the way, the reason I'm only using the bonk attack is because all of the other attacks are horrendous. I mean, just look at this. What is this, Beyblade mode? I mean, I just came from playing Bloodborne, my guy. How the mighty have fallen, Jesus Christ. Anyway, after slowly taking out some of the dreglings, I go up, scale the wall, beat up some more knights, take out the crossbow archers, and get my rocks off. A bunch of free souls later, I bait the dragon into just destroying everybody on this bridge before running back to its home and picking up a bunch of free loot. I only have a limited time to run across the bridge, but luckily the red dragon was distracted by a car I had parked in an adjacent lot. Don't look up cars and dragons. On the other side of the bridge there's this conspicuous lever that I pulled and... there it is! So the secret behind this expertly crafted boss is that it's just like 50 dudes. Like, you see these dudes I'm fighting right now on the way to get to? It's just that. It's literally just like a bunch of dudes. Now, I found this really intimidating at first because their shields actually block a huge percentage of damage, and they kind of got a nasty spear throw that I was not looking forward to having to fight. But with all that being said, there are actually a couple different strategies you could use to approach this fight. You see, Phalanx is actually weak to fire in 2 different ways. The first is firebombs. Once you enter the fight, all you have to do is just start chucking firebombs, and they will take out like 9 of them in 1 or 2 throws. It is very easy, but I'm not going to cheese my way through it. The second way is pine resin. You can just use pine resin, and that'll hit a decent chunk through the shield, so you could just go up and start bonking them like normal enemies anyway, and it pretty much hits through. The third way, which is the way I'm going to end up doing because I don't like wasting materials, is just waiting until some of the little guys fall off and then bonk them there until there's none left. Once you start fitting the herd enough, you can just start clipping the enemy straight off of the boss itself, which is pretty cool. And with that, the Phalanx Demon is defeated, and I have like 17 more bosses to go, Jesus Christ. Alright, see you guys next time.